So yeah, so welcome to Free Meditation Mondays, Healing Meditation Mondays. Today's April 25th, 2022. I'm Nathan Writing. This is my work, Rising Heart, Grounded Mind. And I'm excited to share with you, create with you a little bit of a healing experience. So today, I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things. I'm always thinking about things, just like all of us. But I wanted to think a little bit about creating and how we create and what gets in the way of our creating. And I want to just talk a little bit about a few things before we get into the meditation to kind of set this up for y'all. You may be aware of this. This is very universal in terms of spirituality. This is the symbol for Om. It's a what they call a bija in India, or this is a very specific character, I think, in like Telugu or Sanskrit. And it basically represents sort of the sound of the universe. The first word that was uttered to bring creation into form. So from the nothing came something. When there was a thought, oh, I want to know who I am. God wanted to know who it was. It thought that, and then the creation came into being, but also came with that this sound. And it's through sound and our voice that, like I'm creating right now, this meditation through talking to you. And so through talking to people and using your voice, it's a lot of creation, a lot of communication, a lot of stuff is going on. There's a lot of vibration. And so, we're using our throat. So here in this what I call chakra person, you can see where the chakras are. The fifth chakra, that blue one, is right here. And so we use it all the time, a lot, the fifth chakra. And it's really important for us to be, ironically, to be seen. And as we communicate, we're part of this larger conversation in the world. And when we get on the edge of that conversation, it's kind of a mystery, and we can start, living our lives in a sort of that mysterious, like more adventurous way. And excited to see what the universe brings to us. But sometimes this place, which is in between our head and our heart, can have problems. You might be aware of that, the struggle between what your head thinks it should do and what your heart wants to do. And it's in between your throat, your head, and your heart. And so a lot of energy can build up here. A lot of unconscious material builds up here as we go kind of tug of war a little bit with that. What's the right thing to do? And as we make decisions, because we're making decisions all the time. And a lot of times we're making decisions about how to feel about ourselves or how to respond to what's going on around us. And so can lead to judgments, good or bad, or maybe neutral, but one way or another, this energy is all building up. So for us to really be creative and to take advantage of the energies that we want to in our lives, we need to, let our work with this part of ourselves, because it does get, it's that midpoint between our head and our heart. And our heart is like the God of our heart, where our soul sits, and our head is our conscious mind, where we are able to analyze and understand the world and take in information through our senses. And it's really important for us to kind of have that balance. So I want to invite us today in our meditation to work through and work on some of the stuff that gets in their way of creating, and some of the judgments and things we have about ourselves and maybe others in the world and everything that's going on around us, so that we can have a little bit more balance between our head and our heart, and have a little bit more ease in our bodies, so that we can access our creating a little bit easier. So if you want to join me, go ahead and put your feet on the floor and be aware of your connection to the floor. The earth is underneath you and it's supporting you. It's always helping you in everything that you do, whether you know it or not. And I just want to invite you to just take a deep breath and gently close your eyes. Just take a breath in, breathe in, breathe out. Just breathe out all the heavy energy. Breathe in. When you breathe out, just tune to the rhythm of the universe, the measure and the movement of all that's moving. And then just be aware of your body. Allow yourself to bring your focus to your head, to your eyes, and then begin to bring your focus even more to the center of your head. This place just behind your eyes. Your head is a place for us to have a little bit of a focal point. We get a lot of external stimulus through our head, through our different senses. And so it's important for us to have our focus here when we meditate. And as we do that, I just want you to imagine you're sitting in a chair in the center of your head. And just allow yourself to have that chair. Maybe it's kind of like the one you're sitting in. But just be comfortable there in that place in the center of your head. And just breathe. And allow yourself to sink in there just a little bit more. And then as you do that, I want you to be aware of your sacral floor, of the tip of your spine. And I want you to create a connection with your mind as you're sitting there in the room in the center of your head with the center of the planet. And you can do this by creating a connection, an object that will help you feel like you're connecting more with the earth. It could be a tree trunk. The branches of the tree are grabbing onto your lower body, and that they're rooting into the roots of the tree are grabbing onto the iron core of the planet. Or you could imagine a waterfall or an anchor and chain or a rope or a beam of light, whatever that feels good to you and validating to you at this time. Just feel that connection. Make sure it's as wide as your hips and that you're really feeling the support of the earth. When we connect to the earth, we're signaling to our bodies that it's okay to be more imbalanced because the earth is naturally always trying to bring everything into balance. And so when you connect with the earth, you're connecting to that energy of moving back into greater balance. And when we're doing that, it allows us to open up and to receive more healing and more support. So just allow the magnetism, the gravity of the earth to envelop that connection that you've created in your mind from the center of your head, from that chair you're sitting in the center of your head, and just begin to feel that start to pull on your body, and have it also start to pull on the area about 2 to 3 feet all around you, above and below and left and right and front and back of you. And just have that start to pull on your body. And you can just breathe as this starts to overtake your space. And as you do that, that gravity from the earth, that magnetic pull, is starting just to take out all of the stress out of your day, out of you. We go into a lot of effort to create our lives. We may go to work, we may take care of kids, we may run errands, we may have problems, and it takes a lot of energy, and we have a lot of energy that can build up in our stomachs. So just allow that to start to release out of your body. Just breathe. And then I just invite you to allow all of the pressure on your shoulders to start to come off, the burdens and responsibilities that you're carrying, whether they're your responsibilities, your burdens, or they're others. You can put them down for right now. They'll be there later for you to pick back up. I just invite you to release that energy out of your body, out of your shoulders. And you're taking pressure off your spine. when you do this. And also on the top of your crown, people often want to know what you're doing, what's going on with you. Oh, you're might be a little more grounded than me. That's interesting. And just allow that energy to come off the crown. I just want you to be aware of the rest of your body. Just allow the pressure and the tension around your body to start to fall away. The earth is doing all the work. It's just like dropping a brick out of an airplane, just pulling it away, no effort. All of the energy is coming out. All of the pressure is coming out of your space. And just breathe. Breathing just helps your body relax more and helps you to release more. As you do that, I will invite you to just think of one thing that is a pressure that you're feeling or a problem, and just ask the earth to start pulling that out of your body, out of your space. Any pain, problem, or issue that you're experiencing can be emotional, it can be physical. Whatever you're feeling, just I invite you to just allow yourself to release just a little bit of that. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to be aware of the center of your head and that chair in the center of your head. And from that place, I'd like you to be aware of your throat. This is the midpoint between your head and your heart. And every time you speak, you vibrate your voice box, and a vibration is created, and it goes out into the world, and it has meaning and power and intention. And the head and the heart are often vying for determining how that vibration goes out into the world. So I want you to start to release through the grounding out of your head and the heart any energy of conflict between them. And this may come out of any part of your body. It can even come out of your throat, could come out of your lower body, your legs, but I want to invite you to start releasing any conflict, conscious or unconscious, that is between your head and your heart. Any grief, because your head and your heart are signaling, giving messages to the throat. You have a brain in your head, you have a brain in your heart, and they're giving you your body messages about how your vibration should be expressed. And it's through that throat that is often expressed. And so just allow that to come out of you. Any grief or experience behind the grief that you might be experiencing in your body, I just want to invite you to release. Just breathe. There's a lot of loss in the world. It's very easy to match this. So I just want to invite you to release that. And then I also want to invite you to release any fear. There's lots of change in the world, and any fear in your body, particularly in your head and your heart. Maybe your mind goes, when you feel fear, goes off in a certain direction. And I just invite you to let that come out. But it could come out of any part of your body. Your lower back, your stomach, only you know how that's coming out of you. And then I want to invite you to release any confusion that you're feeling in your body, particularly with a focus on your head and your heart. And I also want you to start to begin to release all of the energy from society that may be dictating how you should think about things, how you should respond to things. There's a lot of different truths going on in the world, true or not. Those are things for you to decide. So just allow any of the societal pressures to view things from one polarity to another to start to come out of you. Just release. And any of the control from society about how you should view things, how you should decide for yourself what things should be. They're where they want to take your decision-making ability, which is a creative ability, away from you. Just breathe, that come out of you. And just remember, you're still in the room in the center of your head, the space in the center of your head, and the earth is still pulling on your body and you're releasing energy. Now I want to invite you to just, again, bring your attention back to your throat. And all of the things that you would like to say, to speak, that you can't say or you can't speak, I want you to start to release it. All the limits on what you feel like you'd like to say, but you just feel like you can't for whatever reason. You don't have to know, you just start releasing that out of your throat. And any energy from your family that doesn't want you to say certain things or express yourself in a certain manner on a certain subject, I invite you to just start to release it. The earth is taking it away even as I'm talking. Just releasing, helping you let go, helping you get a little bit more space from them. Maybe it's your mother or your father. Maybe it's a sibling or a child. Whomever it is, just allow that to come out. You don't have to know. The earth is doing all the work. You're getting more and more into balance as you release here. Any energy that's keeping you from speaking, creating what you want from your past, particularly when you were growing up as a child, where you were told, oh, you can't create a certain way or certain thing for yourself, just invite you to start to release that out of your throat. Just breathe. And any judgments that you have towards yourself because of that experience, just begin to release that. Just release. No effort here. Earth is doing all the work, taking this away. And I also want to invite you to release the tension, the judgment that the head may have towards the heart, or the heart may have towards the head, that you might hold against yourself or towards yourself. And just really release. Release and let that go. And just notice how you're feeling as you release that judgment. And I want you to release any limitation, almost like a jail that you put yourself in through the judgment that we sometimes put ourselves in. Conscious or unconscious, known or unknown, we're all experiencing certain levels of limitation, either imposed on us or self-imposed, but any limitation on our creating, on our speaking. And as you do that, all that heavy energy is starting to come out of your body. You're starting to become a little lighter and a little brighter. Just breathe. Any grief in your throat, in your thymus, that needs to come out from being constricted and constrained, I invite you to release out of that space. This is a layer a little bit deeper than the grief we were releasing before. This is very specific to the grief around our desire to create our lives in a beautiful way, and where there's limitation or has been limitation in that space. I just invite you to release that grief. And just breathe. I also invite you to then, after you're finished releasing that grief, really begin to release any judgment you have about your path and your purpose, whether you are conscious of what your path and purpose is in your life or not. We all came here with a very specific agenda. We have a very specific trajectory. And for some of us, it's been very hard. And for some of us, it's been very invalidating, and we felt like, why am I even here? But there is a purpose for all of us, even in the challenge. So I just invite you to release any limits around your greater awareness of that purpose and your ability to create that from your throat. And anywhere else in your body that needs to be released. Just breathe. And I invite you to release any other thing that you would like to release from your throat, your heart, or your head. And if you don't know what to release anything that keeps you from expressing and creating from your truth. Just let that come out of you. And as you're doing this, you're cleaning out the space between your crown, your head, and your heart. This is sometimes known as the God of our heart space, where we can really access our purpose. Where the information from the divine comes into our bodies and through our crown and down into our hearts. We need to have this space clear so we can get that communication. So I want to invite you to just allow, sometimes we have this ability to hear spirit, clairaudience, telepathic communication. You have these channels in your head and your ears for that ability. And I invite you to begin to release all of the limitation on that, all of that telepathic communication from other people, and any limits from society, from family or institutions that would keep you from having that. So just release that. You may feel that in your forehead, or you might feel that in your ears, but just really begin to release that, maybe the back of your head, little pressures coming off. Just allow that to come out of you. And as you really start to release, I want you to just bring your focus back to the center of your head, and that chair in the center of your head. And I want you to look up, and in that space above you, just 6 inches above your crown, is a golden point of light. And above your head is the 8th chakra, which is sort of your higher self, the part of you that's not in the body, that's forever connected to source, to the universe, to peace. And that point of light is your energy. And I want you to ask that your higher self put the seed of the Om, the first vibration, the creation, the initiator, the movement, the vibration of the universe, the love of the universe, the love of the creation into that little golden point of light, and start calling all of your energy back. And you just start calling that energy back. That vibration of Om is beginning to fill up and inhabit all of the energy that you're calling back to yourself from wherever you left it from last week, last month, last year. And it's getting so big and bright, it's becoming as big as like a big golden sun above your crown. And it's vibrating at that vibration of Om, of that potential of all creation. And as you look up, you see that golden energy, which is your energy, is so powerfully vibrating at that. And it's so laden with your energy. It just starts to fall into your body, filling up your crown, filling up your eyes and your ears and your nose and your mouth. And that vibration of Om is resetting your whole body to be reoriented back to that balance point with the universe, just like the earth is balancing us out with her. The Om is balancing our creative energy to that vibration of the unlimited potential of creation, so that we can create more. We can create with greater ease. We can create with a greater flow. And it's coming into our crown, filling up our crown and our throat, our shoulders, our lungs, down into that God of the heart space, really filling in that throat, that connection, down into our backs, behind our heart, in the back, down, 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 down to our stomachs, down our arms, down into our sacral floor, down into our legs, filling up all of our organs, our bones, our blood. All of the systems are being renewed. Every cell of the body is beginning to start to vibrate at that Om vibration. The Om, and then that perfect peace in the silence at the end. Going down to your knees, all the way down to your ankles, all the way out your hands, out the way down to your feet and out your feet, filling you up all the way around you, above you and below you, to the left and right of you, and the front and back of you. And just allow yourself to just sit with that vibration for a minute. Just allow yourself to absorb that. And you may hear, maybe in your head or in your heart or in your throat, that vibration of Om. 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 Just allow yourself to have that for a minute. Just relax. And then when you feel full and complete, you can open your eyes, and stretch. Just allow yourself to still have that vibration. Just notice the difference. There is a difference for you between before and after the meditation. I just want to thank you for joining me. Just quickly, I will say it every time on here, but I am going to be teaching again in June, beginning Clairvoyant Tools class, which will go into a lot more depth about this style of meditation, clairvoyant meditation, where you'll learn lots of tools and techniques to really help you shift and change your energy very, very quickly. What we're doing here on this call is just the first basic tools of this type of system. So if you're interested, I just invite you to contact me through my website. You can go to my website in the store, you can learn more about it. And then for those who've had this class or those who want to know even more, I'm going to be starting my year-long Clairvoyant Healing Program, hopefully in July. And you can go to my website and find more there about that. But in the meantime, please, I'll be sending more information about this as well. This is a comprehensive program where you will learn all the mechanics of how to read and heal using these clairvoyant tools. So read energy, heal using clairvoyance, and be able to handle the most challenging energies from any person that might sit in front of you to get a reading. And in the process, you heal yourself, which is what it's all about. Heal yourself, heal others, and let that ripple go out to the world. So in the meantime, I will send out by tomorrow sometime, I'll send out the link to my new YouTube website, my page, where you can listen to these meditations. And if you have a friend that would like to know more about this type of meditation and this type of work, they're welcome to come on this call anytime. It's free and open to everybody. All right. In the meantime, have a really good week. And hopefully I see you here next week. Thank you, everybody.